Brandon Warne here, Midwest Swing Podcast. We are again catching up with the catcher. What is this, episode 4?
4, yeah.
I think it's episode number 4. We're not running out of things to talk about, though, which is kind of cool. You give us good material when you go out there and hit lefties and do all the things that you do. Though I do want to ask you about facing Cole Hamels the other night.
Yeah.
From my vantage point, which is way up, first base side, press box, he looked dirty.
Yeah.
What was he doing? Because the changeup's obviously a factor. What was he doing?
You know what? I guess I didn't see that many changeups. I saw 2 my first at bat. I know that he's a guy that likes to jump ahead of guys early, whether that be with a changeup, predominantly with his fastball. What makes him so effective is he has such late movement on his fastball that it's hard to kind of gauge which way it's going to go, number one. He's trying to sink the ball away, and he gets around it and cuts it in on you. And it's just enough to get off your barrel, make you hit it right into the ground. He really was doing a good job of getting ahead of guys early last time. I mean, that's why he is the guy he is. He stepped up when they needed him to, and ended up throwing a complete game, like 72 pitches or something like that. I mean, I think there was a few more than that, but not many.
As much as you can adjust to a guy like that, how much is it that a guy is just a stud and you just gotta kind of roll?
Sometimes, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Cole Hamels, if it's a team's 5th starter. Some guys are
AJ
at
Griffin
this level.
was spinning the football the night before, or 2 nights before that.
Right. I mean, it's just sometimes this game you got to tip your cap. You may not want to admit that, but you got to tip your cap to those guys. I mean, hitting is a hard thing to do. Hitting a round ball, a round bat is extremely difficult, and sometimes guys just have your number that night. And you can't look too much further into it than that because we don't want to give them that much credit, but. You got to give them some credit because they are good. These guys are at this level for a reason.
Think it back one day. Bartolo, in danger, 2 pitches into the game, runners on second and third, and goes the distance.
Yeah.
I think 7 hits the rest of the way, a few runs, the home run to go at the end, but got it out. Low pitch count, and he did a really great job. What did you see from him? Because obviously he was 84 to 91 in the 9th inning, just add, subtract.
Absolutely. That's what he's pretty much done. Since I've seen him up here, that's what he's been doing. He's been he's so good at adding a little and subtracting a little right at the right time. He does a very good job of identifying guys' swings in the box, where they stand. That's also something that I look a lot for.
I think a lot of catchers.
That's pretty much my job is to see and read stuff like that. But he also does a really good job of it, and he makes it easy. I mean, I literally don't have to put a finger down. Like, I know what he's going to throw.
You put a finger up like you did earlier?
I did, yeah.
That's what you did.
Every once in a while. Only when they don't listen. But we're on the same page, and he trusted me a couple of times. I really kind of tapped my chest protector and said, hey, I got a good idea on this one. And fastball up to Beltray, also a first pitch slider to Chu.
Yep.
Just real strikeout and a ground out to first base. I mean, just building that relationship where guys kind of understand, their stuff and how it's working that day. That's very important.
So today's a 7:10 first pitch. A lot of days are. What does the average day look like for you from when you get out of bed to when you go home? How regimented is it, or how much of it is like hanging out with the kids in the morning and stuff like that?
Well, it used to be. My son started school this morning, so I got to get up and FaceTime. Yeah, my youngest son.
Oh, yeah,
my
oldest son.
Yes, my oldest son starts school next Monday. My youngest son started preschool today, so I got to get up and FaceTime with him. Talk to him. He was really excited about meeting all his new friends. But most of the time, my daily regimen just kind of wake up between 6:30 and 7:30. No matter what time you go to bed, which is unfortunate. That's the life of 3 kids. But it's playtime for pretty much then. We have breakfast, have a couple of snacks. We're going outside. We're playing basketball, baseball, wrestling, tackling, whatever these 2 crazy boys that I have want to do. I try to give my wife a little bit of a break every morning, just because she's stuck with those guys all day, every day. So I think
she does her yoga or whatever, or what does she just calm down?
Yeah, I don't know what she does, honestly. She goes upstairs and just kind of shuts the door, and I think that's kind of her quiet time, which is much needed. Yeah, much needed. And two, I enjoy that time with the kids. I have my little 6-month-old daughter. We're kind of I've gotten pretty good at shooting hoops with her in one hand and getting some good Steph Curry high finish on my shots.
Nice.
Raining threes down on my little 3-year-old, poor guy. But
they gotta learn someday.
They gotta learn someday, yeah. So, yeah, pretty much then until I come to the ballpark, 12:30, 1 o'clock every day. I'm here. I'm one of the first ones here. I try to get here, grab a bite to eat, day to work out.
You get treatment too or anything?
Thankfully, knock on wood, no. So I try to stay out of there. Those guys have enough people like Gibby that come in every day and have to have somebody touch them at all times. So, you know, I try to stay away from that one.
So you were not an extraordinarily high draft pick. When you get to the big leagues, what is it like getting that first check? I mean, is it pretty awesome? I mean, because I always wonder, you know, there's got to be
because
a
I
big
made in one check, my first check in the big leagues, I think I made what I made like the 3 previous years combined.
Sure.
Yeah. in 2 weeks worth of work. The minor leagues, you know, as glorious as it may sound, is not at all. You know, there's some extremely long days. The food is, although I hear it has gotten better since I was.
Food?
Yeah, food has. We used to, they didn't feed you dinner after the game. You were kind of on your own. And for $20 a day worth of meal money, there's not a whole lot you can get when you get back to the hotel that doesn't really have room service. You know, you're looking at a McDonald's, a Wendy's, something like that. So the food options, I think, have gotten a lot better. Also, they do believe they serve food to the players now after every game, which is a big step up, too, from when I was there a long time ago.
So what's the first cool thing you bought, though? Like, is there what?
I bought a golf bag.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a huge spend. It was like $200. But then after the season, I kept getting worn out. And actually, there was a point where I used to have a 95 Chevy Silverado. I got worn out every single day by Kelly Shopping. I could not drive that into the parking lot because I made everybody else's cars look bad. So, I mean, this was a beautiful truck, too. I kept it in great shape.
Oh, and those things ran forever.
Oh,
then.
yeah.
Those were well built.
So I went out and I bought a new pickup. I didn't necessarily want to, but I felt like I needed to.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it and sent it to Kelly Shoppy. It was the first person I told. I didn't even tell my parents. I just kind of went out and bought it and then called Shoppy and told him he could stop wearing me out now because I finally bought a new truck.
So you did it for someone else?
I did it for someone else, but I still got the truck. I mean, it's my baby. She's out there in the parking lot right now.
Nice. Nice.
I've done some modifications to her since then, but yeah, it's still trucking along. I think I got 86,000 miles on it.
Well,
so from 09 to now, I feel like that's not too bad.
You haven't been pitching much lately.
No, that's
Seems
a
like
good thing.
though,
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, when you prepare for a game, do you do anything to that, or is it just
no?
I go wing it.
I just go wing it.
Just go wing it. So you're not.
I hate to say that because I think everybody kind of. I've had a lot of kids ask me questions like, "Do you prepare differently when, you know you're gonna pitch?" Like, number one, I don't ever know when I'm gonna pitch.
Yeah. Great mystery.
Yeah, but it's.
Well, you're in the bullpen. So
I would be doing everybody a disservice if I tried to actually pitch. Trust me, I'm a catcher for a reason. And I do it just because I know it takes a burden off of somebody else that has to pitch, that might have to pitch again the next day.
Yeah.
And, if I can save a guy from either getting sent down or hurt or, heaven forbid, released or anything like that, I'll go out there and throw 62 mile an hour and try to get these guys out. I do maybe a little bit care about my ERA.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand I'm not a pitcher, and it's more of a just kind of a go help the guys out kind of thing.
You have a strikeout. You remember who it was?
I do. CJ Cron.
Oh yeah, so he's still active. He's playing a little. Is he first base?
He's playing first base.
Cole
DH.
Calhoun is. I always get those two guys mixed up. Okay, so you definitely remember who the struck.
Oh God, yeah.
You also have 9 postseason at bats. What was it like the first time you dug in a postseason game?
It was a little nerve-wracking for sure.
Who was the pitcher? Do you remember?
It was what's his name? Sinker baller from Toronto. Was my first at bat. I never played in the other team. Stroman.
Okay.
Stroman.
That dude's a beast.
Yeah, I faced him both games I played in 15. I actually didn't even get an at bat last year. I was active for the first couple rounds, and then after that, I didn't even get an at bat. A couple defensive replacements, but that's about it.
Oh yeah. Well, Stroman's great, so that was obviously a very good experience. Last thing I got for you before we cut you loose and let other people get to you. What position that you haven't played in the big leagues would you most like to play?
Second base.
Second base.
I don't know why I always take ground balls at second base. I feel like I'm way better than Dozier over there.
He can't hear you, so.
That's all right. No, I've always wanted to play second. I don't know why. I think it's like turning double plays or something like that.
And all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I actually go out. It's really good, believe it or not, when you're working on your throws down to second, to take throws from shortstop and third base and second base and actually turn double plays. It's very similar motions than you would be like trying to receive the ball and throw it to second base.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can do that easy. The rest is just, it's a ground ball, go get it, throw it to first. It's the shortest throw on the field. Like, how hard could it
be? In September, should we wait for you to play 9 positions in one game?
I would love to do that.
Do you think, let's just hypothetically say you guys clinch with 5 days to go.
I think that I'm going to lobby. I would be in Molly's office every single day lobbying for that.
You heard it here first. Midwest Swing Podcast.
I would love to do it.
Catching up with the catcher, Chris Gimenez. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Check us out again next time on the Midwest Swing on the Zone Coverage Podcast Network.